UNICEF estimates 100,000 children are affected by the earthquake and 664,000 total people in Libya are affected by the floods. And that number, of course, includes so many children there as well. Joining us now for more is UNICEF spokesperson Ricardo Pires. Thank you so much for joining us. What's the biggest challenge that you see that UNICEF is facing to respond to both of these disasters?
Thanks for having me. At this point, the main challenge we have is really access. As you can imagine, with these natural disasters, both the earthquake and the storm and consequential floods in Libya, roadblocks have become the norm. Buildings have collapsed. Health facilities are unreachable for those in need, and we're working around the clock to make sure we can break these barriers and reach the vulnerable communities and the children in need. But right now, access remains the main issue.
We're looking at the images, and they just are astounding. Why isn't, in Morocco in particular, the government, they're accepting UNICEF and other emergency aid organizations' offers to help?
Well, Morocco is a sovereign country, and it's prerogative to decide how best to respond to such a humanitarian crisis. UNICEF is on standby, is ready from the onset to step in and support, but since then we haven't been asked to do so. So we're on standby. We have prepositioned supplies, we have the expertise, we have deployed staff to the country to support our country office, which obviously is stressed. We have colleagues whose homes have been damaged and whose family members have been affected, and we're ready to support. It's just a matter of the government of Morocco asking for that help.
You talked about the difficulty in accessing some of these places, but what are the most pressing needs on the ground once you are able to get that aid in?
Oh, right now, children are stranded in both countries in areas that have been impacted by these natural disasters. So with health systems collapsing, hospitals becoming unreachable or flooded or destroyed, we are lacking health supplies. We're lacking essential medicines for children. Many are not able to access the health care that they need. Children have lost their homes, or their homes have been flooded. They have been separated from their loved ones, from their parents, or if they haven't been separated, they can't go back home because they're scared of aftershocks, for example, in Morocco, or their homes are simply unlivable. So the challenges remain, as usual with such natural disasters, the most basic services for children, in many cases life-saving services, which again UNICEF is ready to deploy and support, and we're working around the clock to do so.
UNICEF assists in more than 300 emergencies a year. What happens to these children after the news coverage stops and we get to be weeks, if not months, after these disasters? How long do you all stay on the ground to help?
It can be a long way to recovery. If you take Libya as an example, communities there have been slowly recovering from decades of conflict, and just as they were looking ahead and seeing a more hopeful future, and being able to restart, this disaster happens, and they're kind of set back into a situation of calamity. And there is no rule of thumb. It depends on the disaster. It depends on the country. It depends on how badly it's hit. But in these two cases, we're looking at a very, very serious situation that could endure more than weeks for sure.
Ricardo Pires, we thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate you joining us tonight.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.